joining us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. He is the president of the Kings Business Operations. His name is John Rinehart. John, thank you for joining us on the show. It is very much appreciated. I know you're very, very busy at this time of year. Thankfully, busy this time of year. But I got to ask you first. It's kind of the obvious question when we have John Rinehart on the program. You came up with the beam idea. Just when and how did this whole thing start to become a vision of yours?
Hey guys, and thanks for having me. It's great to be here and a really fun time, obviously, to be in Sacramento and to be a Kings fan.
Yes, sir.
The beam, obviously, it's really taken off and a great thing for the region, the team, and the city. Really kind of started when Vivek bought the team, and he's always challenged us to kind of come up with something iconic, something that we can identify with. And, he had these ideas of purple lights kind of leading your way into the building and those type of things. And then, when we were doing some planning this year, I kind of drew some inspiration from my time when I was down in Anaheim working for the Angels and Ducks. I just remembered that every time the Angels won, they would light the halo, the big halo outside of Edison Field. So people could always see on the highway whether the Angels won, whether away game, home game. If you happen to miss the game, you would know if they won based on whether the halo was lit. And after the game, they'd say, you can light the halo. So, that was been in my mind. And, I was doing some planning, just wanted to figure out a way that we could identify ourselves with something that could last for a long, long time here in Sacramento. Had a lot of excitement going into the season. So we did a lot of brainstorming kind of with our entertainment team and threw out a lot of different ideas. There was, various ones that you've probably heard of. And ultimately we had a great relationship with the people that provide the beam. And, ultimately we decided that shooting something off of the building into the sky kind of really met what Vivek's vision was. And that's where we landed. So the beam was born, and it's been great. And it's been a great season so far. And we just look forward to keeping it going.
And obviously I love the beam. Like everybody loves the beam, John. I saw the playoffs coming though, and I thought, how do we take the beam to the next level? And I pitched an idea to the show here. And usually my outlandish ideas are met with eye rolls and, shut up, Rami. That's usually what I hear when I come up with ideas like this. This was met, I think, with universal praise. My idea, John, is 16 beams atop Golden One Center, and 16 for every win that this team is going to need on their way to winning a championship. And so for every victory in the playoffs, we light up another beam. And at the end, what it will look like on top of the Golden One Center is a purple crown of beams commemorating a Kings championship. How do we get this done, John?
That is very, very creative thinking. I like how you're thinking. And, we're going to continue to look at ways to, use the beam in ways that, we want to have the tradition there. So when the Kings win, that beam is shooting straight into the sky. So we'll certainly take all the ideas and we'll run them through here and see where we end up.
That's not a no. That's not a no to 16
That is not
beams.
a no.
That is not a
John
no.
Rinehart said
beams.
not a no.
There we go.
Not yet. John Rinehart with us here, Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. John, when you look at the beam, is the plan, last question about the beam before we get to move on to other things, but I do want to ask you, just because it's been so popular, is this going to be a thing moving forward? Is this now the staple of the Kings? Are you guys going to add to it? Are you going to change it? Or you want to stick with what works?
Yeah, I think it becomes something that hopefully ingrains into the tradition of Sacramento Kings basketball. That's the thought behind it. And when we came up with it, that was the thought. So, we'll continue to shoot that beam in the sky when the Kings win.
With the playoffs coming up, I thought, and I think a lot of Kings fans thought, that we might have a scene outside of Doco like we've seen outside of Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, the Jurassic Park thing that they got going on in Toronto, huge screen and a big viewing party out there for fans. Why were we not able to make that happen outside of Golden One Center for this playoff run?
Yeah, so we're still continuing to do a lot of work and planning for the playoffs here, both home and away games.
Mm-hmm.
We currently have viewing parties set for inside Golden One Center on our away games, during our home games, and really throughout the playoffs. We're going to have our Kaiser Permanente Kings playoff playground set up in LA Yousefi Square, and we're continuing to work at other ways that we could activate downtown for people to enjoy the game, even home and away outside of the arena. So stay tuned. Certainly more to come on that.
John, I want to ask you about the indoor viewing parties during the away games. You guys are going to have tickets. People don't have to pay for those tickets. Any more information as far as when those tickets are going to be available, how people can get them, and any information you could help us with when we talk about those viewing parties?
Yeah, so you will need a ticket reservation just so we can obviously control the crowds and how many people can actually fit in the building for the viewing parties. Kings.com/playoffs is really the place to go for all of that information. But the reservations for those tickets will likely be open on Tuesday morning. So after our second home game here on Monday, people will be able to go online and reserve their tickets.
Have you been surprised at all by the demand for all things Kings? When you look at the price of tickets, when you look at how people just gravitate to Golden One Center to watch the Beam. I mean, I think people knew the first playoff appearance in 17 years now as they end the drought would be a big deal around here, but even a bigger deal than maybe you thought it was, seeing the way that Sacramento has responded to it.
The response has been great, and I can honestly say I am not surprised. I think just given the passion of this fan base over all of the years that I've been here now after, my 23rd season and just seeing that passion never really fading, I kind of expected the response that we're getting, which is Kings fans really supporting this team like they always did, supporting not only the team inside the building, but supporting the city, the region, and everybody that lives around here. So, excitement is phenomenal. It's off the charts, the best in the league by far. But I'm not surprised. Kings fans can never surprise me by their passion.
John, last one for you. I want to ask you about the playoff rally, something else that you guys are doing that's happening tomorrow at Doco. What can people expect going out there? I think it's 5 o'clock tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to have a little kickoff playoff celebration rally here in Doco. Free to the public. So you just come on down. It kicks off at 5 o'clock. There'll be a small speaking program that'll begin around 5:15. There'll be some Kings personalities, the entertainment teams. There'll be some food and beverage specials out there. And of course, some free King swag to throw around. So we just encourage people to come down, be with Kings fans and just celebrate the opportunity and what's in front of us. We're really looking forward to the weekend.
Any special secret surprises just between us? No, nobody's listening, John. Just anything you want to.
It wouldn't be a secret if I told you.
I had to try. I had to try.
I appreciate the effort.
All right, John. Well, we've established a few things. The Beam is incredible. We're going to probably have a crown. 16 beam crown that's in the works. And go Kings. John, always great to catch up with you. We know you're really busy at this time of year. We're ecstatic that you guys are able to talk playoff basketball and enjoy this time. So hopefully I'll see you soon, and thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Go Kings.
Go Kings. There goes John Rinehart, President of Business Operations with the Kings. It was not a no.
It's not no.
I know people in the YouTube chat are saying, Ramie, that's a way to say no without saying no. But I feel like it was not a no.
Don't rain on my dreams.
John could have come out and said, no, we can't afford
the
crown.
He didn't say that's not something we can do because planes will be crashing.
What do you say? You're going to take it under advisement.
Take it under advisement. Right? Take all these things into consideration.
That's how things start. That's how big things start. You just heard it.
I want a little taste. If they go.
See, now you're asking for too much.
Just a little something.
You try to make it into a side hustle? Can't just be a nice, honest, genuine idea?
They have a whole team of people coming up with ideas. They get paid for ideas like that. I can't get just a little something.
I will say this. What they could do is give us an early word on if they're doing it.
The 16
Then we can get to work and JJ can contact his people and we could have an entire clothing line of the crown.
Crown of beams.
Crown of beams.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be the first ones to have anything on the market. That's what they could do.
I'm in.